Hi everybody, it's Caterina Barregar from the Yes You Can Empowerment for Women group and the Yes You Can Women in Business group. I'm also the owner of Imagine Life Coaching, which is an international coaching business around helping women with their self-esteem and their relationships, both in their personal and their professional lives. So I started a group called Yes You Can Empowerment for Women, and what happened there was, yes, I was getting lots of people joining, and nobody was interacting and nobody was collaborating, and so I decided, okay, I need to get to know who's in my group, and I want to, build relationships with people, build, collaborations with people. And so I've made this video series, which people are very interested in joining in on, and so I introduce every week somebody that I think would love to share their passion, whether it's around business or whether it's something that you love to do, quilting or making muffins or whatever it is that you absolutely are passionate about. I want to hear from you. So at the end, I'll give you that information. And today I have, I think, a lifelong friend on my video series today. Her name is Kerry Sigg Herzog, and she and I went to high school in Calgary. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago. And anyway, so she was living in Calgary, and then she moved to Switzerland. We're talking to somebody in Switzerland today. And she's been living there for 37 years with her husband. Now, Kerry came to, oh, somebody's joining us. Hello. Okay, Kerry came to Vancouver, and we visited during the summer, which was really cool. And so she was talking to me about her Day Away Association for Women. It's an outreach program for English-speaking women who live in Switzerland and probably other places too, I'm pretty sure. She's also finished a course in counseling. And so she is now working with people in her church around some of the things that affect them. So I'd like to introduce you to Kerry. Hi, Kerry.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
All right. So, Kerry, I'm going to ask you a few questions around your passion, especially when it comes to the Day Away Association. And so, first of all, what are you passionate about just in your life in general? What things are you truly passionate about?
The most things I'm really passionate about is my faith as a Christian. My walk as a Christian is very much the main point in my life. Also, I'm very passionate about listening to people. I love listening to people. And I'm not so much of a talker, but more of a listener. And I like to be helpful in any way I can. Those are my main passions.
Awesome. That's beautiful. And it sounds like you're doing beautiful work. I love listening to people too. And I think people really love it when we are listening, because there's more, we're not telling them what to do. We're not talking at them. We're more listening. And I love that about you too. So, okay, so tell me a little bit more about this society, this association that you're involved in. Oh, we have a connection thing happening here.
How are we doing?
Okay, I'm just waiting for the connection to come back. Hold on one second. Okay, you're kind of frozen there. Your iPad is, there we go. Oh, I think, are we ready? Nope. No worries. Okay, I think you're ready now. Okay, so tell me a little bit more.
Well, the Day Away Association is actually only in Switzerland.
Okay.
It started over 30 years ago with some English women getting together in Zurich. And it evolved there that we're now in St. Gall, which is where I attend, in Zurich and in Basel. And for a while there, we were even in Bern. And the main thing was to bring speakers in who spoke about things women want, the interested women. Sometimes maybe just getting along with people that you don't know how to get along with. Sometimes it was more interesting things like forgiveness. And we had one speaker, she spoke about forgiveness, and she was telling her journey, how she forgave the man who murdered her son.
Yeah.
Things like that. So they're not, they sort of look shallow themes, but they're not really. We try to reach out for all ages, that it's something that interests everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And we get very good qualified speakers. Some of them actually still live around in Europe. Other ones we get from the United States and Canada. And it's to get women to come together.
Mm-hmm.
And the basis is English speaking.
That's wonderful work. I would love to be one of your speakers one day. That's a great idea. So tell me a little bit more about what you feel empowerment is. What does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment means to me being able to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Basically being able to fulfill what you want to fulfill in your life. And for me, fulfilling day away makes that happen for me, because I meet other English speaking women, and sometimes it's women who have just arrived in Switzerland. They're looking for friends, they're looking for people to sort of explain the whole society aspect of Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's Swiss women coming back to live in Switzerland
Mm-hmm.
and having difficulties to readjust to Swiss life, and they're looking for women who know what it's like to live in another country. So for me, that's what it's all about, is being there for other people and being able to do what I like to do.
Exactly. And it's really all about how we are all connected. So even though we live in different countries, we're all connected. And yet when we move to another country or go back to our old country, there's sometimes a slight disconnect because the culture can be very different. And it's what you get used to that, you have to transition back to or transition into when you move to a new place like that. I've done it myself. I mean, I lived in France and in Germany and in Canada, and it's a very, very different place, all of it. So, even though we're also the same in so many ways, that's very cool that you're bringing this together in such a way. Now, I'd love to know if you could tell our viewers one thing that might empower them to go for what it is that they're interested in, what they're passionate about, what would that one thing be? Or two things, whatever you like.
I think the one thing would be is don't get over yourself. Jump over your own shadow, because quite often we stand in our own ways. Mm-hmm. So push yourself out of the way and just go for it.
That is absolutely on point. I love that so much. So pushing yourself out of the way and get yourself out of the way, get your thoughts out of the way, change your self-talk and go for something. Even if you fall down, it doesn't matter. You can get right back up again. Even if, like I always say, life is like a cha-cha. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So as long as you're moving somehow forward, even if it's the tiniest little step, just do it, because you'll never regret it ever, right? Is there anything else that you want to say about this?
Yeah, we in Day Away, I'm just going to hold this up. You can sort of have
back it up a little bit. A little bit. There you go. Perfect. Go ahead.
So this is our next breakfast seminar, and it's called Be Brave and Live Vulnerably. And this is our speaker is Christy Byerly, and she's coming to speak to us in St. Gall. And we have a really nice breakfast. And I always say our breakfast seminars don't just feed your body, but they feed your soul.
Beautiful. I love that. That's so terrific. So if somebody
that's our main event coming up. And sorry.
Go ahead.
We have 2 main events during the thing. We have breakfast in springtime and in fall. Mm-hmm. And then we have our Christmas carols at Christmas.
Very good. Okay. So if there's anybody on the line right now, I know Jill is on the line this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Is there anything that you would like to ask Kerry?
What keeps coming up for me is I've lived abroad as well. I lived in Japan, and the dynamics of being in different countries and then coming home. How have you found it, like with your time, Switzerland? Is it Switzerland?
Yes.
That,
yes.
is the culture that much different, or has, that's where my mind keeps sitting, is that when I found that I came back to Canada, it took me probably 2 years to almost reclimatize to Canadian ways.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because I notice that when I go home, I feel very foreign here in Switzerland, and when I go home, I feel foreign again, because,
Yeah.
because society-wise, Switzerland has a totally different society concept also in how they relate to each other. It's a very closed and very private society.
Mm.
So when I often go home to Canada, the openness and people are so, it seems almost too forward for me. In the beginning, I almost feel a bit like everybody's invading my space because it's something I'm no longer used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Culturally, it's so different. Well, I want to thank you, Kerry, for coming online. Is there anything else that you want to share today while we're here?
No, this has been really great. And
Awesome.
like I told my friends at the Day Away Association that I would be doing this, and they were really, really pleased that I'm doing this. So
That's great.
I hope maybe some people here in Switzerland will actually see it, because that's what we're here for, is the women here in Switzerland to help them.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag you in it so that you can share it with your friends in the association and so forth. And like I said, it goes on YouTube, it goes on my website, it goes on all of the social that I have. And in the meantime, guys, if you want to be introduced on one of these videos, I would love to hear from you. So please check in with me at caterina.barregar@gmail.com, or go to my website at caterinabarregar.com. And I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you around getting you introduced in the Yes You Can Women in Business group, and actually all over the world. So yeah, I think that was about it. I think we're complete for today. So thank you so much, Kerry. I love you. Say hi to Richard again, and have a good evening. You're in Switzerland. It's evening for you.
Yeah, it is.
Have a great day, you guys. Thank you for joining in.
Bye-bye, Caterina.
Tschüss, bye.
Bye.
Tschüsschen.
Hi.